Hi everyone, happy Friday, and I hope you had a good week so far. Today on this video, it's going to be a little bit shorter than usual because I just wanted to share a little insight that I got in a session this week that I found a really beautiful metaphor for surrender. And I know that one of the most common questions that I get asked in sessions or kind of talking to you guys on here as well is, how do you practice acceptance? And, I've tried approaching the topic in many different ways, but sometimes, someone just says it in a particular way and kind of that makes it click. And that's what happened this week in a session when I kind of discovered a new metaphor for it. So I wanted to share that in a video today. So I often talk about how DPDR is only scary because we run away from it because we see it as this big monster that if we would surrender to it is just gonna completely take us in. And a lot of the fears that I have people report to me when they think about surrendering to their DPDR or surrendering to their anxiety, which basically means just letting yourself feel and letting yourself accept that that's what you're going through. A lot of people think that that's actually when their symptoms are going to get a lot worse, when they're going to disappear into dissociation, when they're going to completely faint, like having a panic attack. And so when we think about surrendering to the DPDR, surrendering to our anxiety, just letting the emotions be here, just saying it is what it is, just surrendering to the experience of it, we think in our mind that something really terrible is going to happen. We think we are going to disappear, die, faint, lose control, have panic attacks constantly, which in like is that we would never get control again over our emotions. And while, that does seem logical in that moment just because of how uncomfortable the sensations are, like I've talked about many times before, resistance is the fuel that keeps it alive in a lot of cases. Because when we fight against something that we cannot initially move or control, we are creating more stress on our nervous system, which actually increases our symptoms. So when something is the way it is, and we say, I don't want it to be this way, I want to fight it, I want it to go away, we are hitting a wall, we are fighting the thing that is in front of us, and that just puts so much more resistance and pressure and stress on our emotional body, but also our nervous system, that actually increases our symptoms of stress, which can be anxiety and dissociation. And so the metaphor that I thought as I was explaining it to this client is, picture that the DPDR is a monster from Monster & Co., and initially it looks really scary and it's this thing that feels like it's chasing you, and you run away and you run away and you run away because you're just so terrified that it's going to catch you. And eventually you just get so tired of running away from this monster that you decide, oh my goodness, I can't run away anymore. Fine, monster, take me, grab me. If I have to die, I have to die. If I have to disappear into dissociation, I'll disappear into dissociation. If I have to faint from panic attacks, let it just happen already. Come on, monster, come get me, grab me. I'm too tired of running away. And so you surrender to this monster. You basically turn around and you look at the monster and you say, fine, I surrender. Come and get me. And you look at the monster and your eyes are closed and nothing's happening. So you open your eyes, and this is the first time you're actually looking at this monster. You've always been running away from it. You've always turned your back to it. This is the first time you're looking it in the eye and you're seeing it. And you look at the monster, and the monster looks at you, and the monster says, all I wanted to do was just protect you because something isn't safe. And so the monster grabs you and actually just holds you and protects you and gives you a warm hug. And that's when you think, oh my goodness, why have I been running away from this monster? I'm so exhausted. And all it's been trying to do is actually just protect me. And that's what DPDR is. That's what anxiety is. Anxiety is a scary looking monster. DPDR is a scary looking monster that the moment you look it in the eyes and you say, all right, what is it? Take me already. And you actually face it and listen to it, then you realize it's only ever tried to do one thing, which is protect you. And you realize that the moment you surrender to it, the moment you let yourself rest in its arms. And for a lot of people, that means that, the decision to turn around and look at the monster and stop running needs to come from somewhat of a willingness to risk that the monster is going to grab you, because you can only see that it's not trying to harm you the moment you look at it. But in order to look at it, you have to turn around and face it. And the first question I often ask people in meditation, was I guide them in meditation during sessions or in my course, the meditations, is the question of, is this feeling trying to harm you or trying to protect you? And initially it feels like it's trying to harm you because it's uncomfortable. But if you really truly sit with it and say, all right, let's have it. Let's dissociate. Come on then. Come grab me. I'm here. I'm listening. What do you want? You realize that very quickly that anxiety and DPDR only want to keep you safe. It's a monster that looks scary, but the moment you just say, hold me, it's just gonna come for you. It's just gonna try and protect you, and you'll realize that nothing bad actually happens. And I just found that a really beautiful metaphor. Um, so I wanted to share that with you today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this just a little kind of something on your Friday. I didn't really have time to do an extended video on a big topic, so I thought I'd just share this little insight, kind of metaphor slash story for you today. I hope it helps. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video next week, and I hope that you have a lovely weekend. Bye.